Allison, thank you for coming in today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
My name's Jeanette. I'll be working with you. What brings you in?
I've just been really worried and kind of anxious lately. So, my boyfriend actually told me that I needed to come in and talk to somebody about it and maybe get some of that under control a little bit.
Sure. If you wouldn't mind kind of describing what exactly you mean when you're stressed and worried.
Yeah, like whenever I'm at work, I just get super worried whenever I have something due, like a deadline and stuff. I get really worried and anxious about it, that I'm not going to make it, or in everyday life, I'm just kind of worried about everything. Like, if my car's not going to run to go to work, or something's going to happen to me on my way to work, and I just get really anxious and worried about it.
Right, that seems pretty tiring.
Yeah, very.
Alright. Well, if you'd like, we could get a little bit further into that. I know you mentioned that you have a boyfriend that's worried about you. I'm sure you're experiencing some of that as well.
Yeah.
And I'd like to go over a little questionnaire with you, just a self-report questionnaire, to really get a grasp on where you're at in terms of your worry and stress. Does that sound like something you like to do?
Yeah, that would be good.
Awesome. Let me grab it really quick. This is the Penn State Worry Questionnaire. It's a 16 item, just self-report questionnaire. It's really simple if you don't mind. I know most of the time we do these at home and you can bring it in so we can start with, but since we're doing it now, maybe I could read the questions and you can tell me on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not typical of you at all and 5 being very typical of you. Does that sound?
Yeah.
All right. Well, also I have a consent form here, just saying that you agree to just go through this questionnaire with me. If you wouldn't mind, just sign really quick. Thank you.
Not signing my life away, right?
No. Just saying that we're having this conversation and you're okay with it. And I did want to focus that this questionnaire is not a diagnostic tool. It's just kind of an idea for me to see which direction we are and need to go in terms of your anxiety and stress level.
Okay.
So nothing's going to say that you're, too much or too little, just that the direction.
Okay.
So, all right. So your ID number for this run will be 495.
Okay.
So just for future reference, when you look in your file, you are 495. So I'm going to read the instructions here. Please rate each of the following statements on a scale of 1, not typical of me, to 5, very typical of me, and do not leave any blank.
Okay. So 5 is like if it's yes, that's what I do. It's a 5.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if I'm not doing it, then it's like a 1 or a 2. Okay.
Alrighty. So, if I do not have enough time to do everything, I do not worry about it.
So if I don't, that's like if I'm at work and I'm worrying about something, a deadline, then yeah, I would say that's a 5.
My worries overwhelm me.
Yeah, I do. Yep, I think that would be a 5 too. Probably why my boyfriend sent me here.
I do not tend to worry about things.
I do not tend to worry about things. That's not like me. So 1.
The 1? So all the way down.
Yeah.
Many situations make me worry.
That would be a 4. There's a lot of situations that I don't worry about, but work or something stressful related, I get very worried about.
Alright. I know I should not worry about things, but I just cannot help it.
That would be a 5.
When I'm under pressure, I worry a lot.
Yeah, I would say that's a 5 too.
I'm always worrying about something.
A 4, because when I'm sleeping, I'm not worried.
I find it easy to dismiss worrisome thoughts.
Nope, probably a 1. It's not very easy for me to dismiss them. That's what you mean, right?
Yes. As soon as I finish one task, I start to worry about everything else I have to do.
I would say that's a 5.
I never worry about anything.
Nope, that's a 1.
When there is nothing more I can do about a concern, I do not worry about it anymore.
Nope, that would be a 1 too.
I have been a worrier all my life.
Like even whenever I was little. Okay. Yep, 5.
I notice that I've been worrying about things.
I'd say that's a 5.
Once I start worrying, I cannot stop.
4.
I worry about projects until they are all done.
Yeah, I would say a 5, because I'll worry about them after they're done too.
Alright, that's all 16. So I'm just going to head and go score these up for you. Alright, so I just wanted to kind of get an idea, Allison, of how you thought this assessment went. What did it mean to you? What did you feel about it?
I thought it was good because it pointed out a lot of very, I wouldn't say specific, but it is specific things that I do or don't do. Like, I could think of times like when you were reading those that yes, I get very worried, or nope, that's not me at all. So I was very yes for it or very no for it. So I helped that. I think that helped a lot.
I thought it was interesting at one point you said that an answer was for, it wasn't very much like you because when you're sleeping you're not worrying. That to me, that seems like a really important thing to focus on. Like, your life is so stressful that only when you sleep is when you can relax.
That's how I feel most of the time. Yeah, I'm always worried about something, and that raises my anxiety and makes everybody else crazy.
It's probably a lot of pressure on you as well to try and keep it in check. Yeah,
it doesn't work well most of the time. I'm always worrying about something.
Well, I wanted to go over how you actually scored, and the scoring, the way it works is that it's from a score of 1 to 80. So everything from 40 below is not really worry that we need to be concerned about, and anything starting at 41 and above to 80 is like, okay, we need to start looking at this. And 80 is just, we've really got some work to do right here, you know. So when I did your numbers, you scored a total of 64.
Oh, okay.
Which is very high on the worry scale. Very pertinent to start talking about your stress and your anxiety. And I would like to ask you again, now that you know your scoring, does that change your perception, or does that mean anything different to you?
It kind of verifies that, I mean, there's something here that isn't normal for other people. You know, like at first I was just like, oh, you're just annoyed with me worrying about stuff, you know, when my boyfriend wanted me to come in here. But now that I see those numbers, I'm like, oh, well maybe there's something that could help me stop worrying, you know.
Right. You seem to be pretty self-aware
throughout
all this. Definite good first step.
Yeah, definitely a good first step, yep. Puts it on paper so I can actually see that there's something going on.
So you're a visual learner.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good to know, good to know. And I just wanted to remind you that even though this is a personal assessment, a self-assessment, it's not a diagnostic tool. It doesn't say,
Yeah.
that you have anxiety. It's just telling me where to go from here. So since I'm not exactly sure, I haven't spent a lot of time with you, this is our first meeting together, I'm not comfortable with actually making any type of diagnostic decision, so I'm hoping to take the week to really look over your score and to remember what all we've talked about, and come back next week with a clear mind and see how you're feeling, and kind of go from there with other diagnostic tests that we could, or diagnostic assessments that if you would be comfortable doing with me. Because I really don't want to jump the gun and further your worry and maybe kindle the fire that may be burning already. Well, since it's about to the end of our meeting here today, I kind of wanted to just debrief with you, make sure that you're feeling okay with everything that we've done with the questionnaire, and maybe do some relaxation techniques before you go home.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you particularly like to do for relaxation, or?
I really I'm into yoga. Yeah. I do a lot of yoga, yeah.
Is there anything else that you maybe would like to practice more often that we could maybe utilize while we're meeting together?
Yeah, for relaxation, I think the meditation and yoga helps me a lot, so if there's anything similar to that.
Well, I am not a frequent yoga enthusiast, but I do know of a simple thing that we could do today if you would like. It's just kind of, I know a lot of people when they get stressed, they hold a lot of tension in their muscles. They get really uncomfortable and it drains them, and that kind of repeats the cycle. So you could do it with just your hands or with your legs, your whole body if you want, but just to squeeze as hard as you can for a couple of seconds, hold it, and then let it out. Take a deep breath, and then do it all over again.
Okay.
And just kind of that focus of getting the stress out of your mind and out of your body and releasing it would be good to end our session.
Yeah, I'll try it. Okay, so our questions, why we selected the tool. We knew that this was a type A tool, and so we could use it with the instructions, and Jasmine's boss recommended it as a good tool.
Thought that since we're still practicing master's students, we don't exactly have our licensure yet. Level B would be a little unethical, and having a level A assessment was perfect for our video means.
Question 2, what went well?
Oh, I thought it was neat how we could just jump in and start going, and it was really easy to kind of create this scene, and kind of, it was a little exaggerated. I think it was the point to make it a little extreme, to show its worth and to show how it's used. And I was glad that we picked one that was somewhat easy to score to show that.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty realistic that we could use in real life situations too to score somebody's worry, how worried they really are.
Yeah.
For question 3, what was challenging?
I found it challenging to have a flow. It was almost kind of different from question 2. It was almost too easy, so we didn't know how to expand upon it and to really get it going, to keep it rolling. So that was challenging for me as counselor to know, okay, what the heck am I doing next, you know?
Yeah. Explain specific decisions made in the interpretation. So, the interpretation was pretty self-explanatory when we just scored every question to what the instructions said. And it's obviously not a diagnostic tool, so we just let them know what their score was on the worry scale of how high it was.
Yep, it was a little vague to not have on this particular pswq what like sections of 1 to 20 or 20 to 40, 40 to 80, what exactly those mean. But I guess it's still, since it's not a diagnostic tool, up for your interpretation of, oh, 64 is a high number, or, oh, 20 is a high number. It's just really to see how your client reacts to the numbers, how you react to it, and what you really feel from the situation.
Yeah, and where you can go from there, because it's just a beginning point, so.
Yeah, that's when we thought.